Life can be cruel, and sometimes dreams fade before they even begin. This is the heartbreaking story of Sophia, a poor village girl who was forced into a dark world she never chose. But through pain and struggle, she found a way to rise again. Stay till the end to witness her incredible journey of survival and hope. Sophia was born in a small village in India. Her family was very poor. Her father was a farmer, and her mother was a housewife. She had 2 younger brothers and 1 sister. They lived in a small hut with no electricity and very little food. Her father worked hard in the fields, but the money was never enough. Sophia's mother often stayed hungry so her children could eat. Sophia wanted to study, but her parents could not afford school fees. She would sit outside the village school and listen to the teacher from the window. She dreamed of becoming a teacher one day. But her family needed her help. At the age of 10, she started working in people's houses. She cleaned floors, washed dishes, and did other small jobs. She gave all her money to her mother. As Sophia grew older, her family's condition did not improve. Her father fell sick and could not work in the fields. The burden of earning money fell on Sophia and her mother. They both worked in the village, but the money was never enough. One day, a woman from the city came to their village. She told Sophia about a job in the city. She said Sophia could work as a maid in a big house and earn good money. Sophia's mother agreed, and Sophia left her village with the woman. When Sophia reached the city, things were not as the woman had promised. The woman took her to a dark house and locked her inside. Sophia cried and begged to go home, but no one listened. The woman told her that she had to work as a prostitute now. Sophia refused, but they did not give her a choice. She was trapped. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Sophia had no way to escape. She hated her life, but she had no other option. Every night, different men came to her. She closed her eyes and let the pain take over. She felt numb, like her soul was leaving her body. The first time she cried all night. The second time she felt dead inside. As time passed, she stopped feeling anything at all. Her heart was broken and her dreams had faded into darkness. Some men were rough and treated her like she was nothing. Others were gentle, but still left her feeling empty. Some came in drunk, some whispered false promises, and some did not even look at her face. Each encounter felt like a piece of her was being taken away. She lay there, staring at the ceiling, waiting for it to be over. The nights felt endless, and the mornings brought no relief. She tried to numb herself to the reality, but the pain always returned. Many men who visited her were cruel, speaking to her as if she were less than human. Some laughed at her pain, while others ignored her tears. There were those who pretended to care, whispering sweet lies in her ear, but she knew the truth. No one truly cared about her. She was just a body to them. Some men acted kind in the beginning, offering gifts or saying gentle words, but once the door was closed, their true nature came out. They treated her like an object, something to use and discard. She felt disgusted with herself. She scrubbed her skin until it burned, but she could not wash away the shame. Every morning, she stared at herself in the mirror and hated what she had become. She wanted to run away, but there was no escape. The woman who brought her to the city controlled everything. If she refused to work, she was beaten. If she tried to run, she was locked in a room for days with no food. She started sending money to her family, but she never told them the truth. Her mother thought she was working as a maid. Sophia wanted to tell her mother everything, but she couldn't. She didn't want to break her mother's heart. But every letter she wrote home felt like a lie, and it made her feel even worse. She wondered if her mother would still love her if she knew the truth. Years passed, and Sophia became famous in the city. She was no longer the scared village girl. She learned how to survive in the cruel world. She understood what men wanted, and she played the part they expected. But deep inside, she was still broken. She still dreamed of a different life. Every night, she prayed for freedom. Every morning she woke up to the same nightmare. She lost count of how many men had used her, how many times she had felt completely helpless. One day, Sophia met a man named Arjun. He was different from the others. He did not look at her with lust. Instead, he looked at her with kindness. He asked her why she was there, and for the first time in years, she told someone the truth. Arjun listened and felt sorry for her. He wanted to help her. He told her about a shelter for women who wanted to leave this life. Sophia was scared, but she trusted Arjun. With his help, she escaped from the brothel. At the shelter, Sophia met many women like her. Some were younger than her, and some had been in the same situation for decades. She listened to their stories, and for the first time, she did not feel alone. She learned new skills and started working in a small shop. For the first time in many years, she felt free. She saved money and finally returned to her village. Her mother cried when she saw her. Sophia hugged her mother and promised never to leave again. With her savings, Sophia started a small school for girls in her village. She wanted to give them the education she never had. She taught them to be strong and to fight for their dreams. She shared her story with the young girls, warning them about the dangers of the world and encouraging them to be independent. Sophia's past was painful, but she turned her pain into strength. She became a voice for women who had suffered like her. She fought against human trafficking and worked to save other girls from the fate she had endured. Sophia's story spread across the village. People started respecting her for her courage. She was no longer just a poor girl from a small village. She was a fighter, a survivor, and an inspiration to many. If you found this story moving, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content. See you in the next video.